NFL preview show. I'm your host, Eric. My main man, Ron, over there.
How you doing, Eric?
Good. So with the games coming up in just about a half hour or so, the Super Wildcard Weekend kicks off. So we're going to go through each game, then who we're picking, and then kind of we'll give our predictions as to each round and who we've got going to the Super Bowl and then winning it all. So we'll start off with the game that's going to be happening in the next half hour, and that's the Raiders at the Bengals.
Oh, we talked about that a bit yesterday.
Yep.
It's it could be it could be one of those games in which is what Cincinnati Bengal team is going to show up. It certainly is a game that the Raiders have a shot at. It's look, Cincinnati is more talented. We know that. But they are also young, so they are susceptible to, mistakes that youth makes in games.
Yeah.
And when you have a second-year quarterback, a rookie receiver, you're going to have those mistakes. And as well as, some of the guys on the line, both offense and defense, there are going to be mistakes. It's just whether or not Cincinnati can get through it, limiting those mistakes.
Yeah. So I think one of the things you got to look at, and I heard this stat today, that no quarterback who's had 50-plus sacks in a season has actually made it to the Super Bowl. So the offensive line for the Bengals has to be key. I love the pass rush of the Raiders with Crosby, and I just think they can get at him. And I think Derek Carr, is proven that he's a legitimate quarterback in this league that can win close games.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm still picking the Raiders in this game. I think it's going to be a fun game, though. I think it's going to be exciting. It probably could come down to the last possession.
This might actually be one of the better games of the weekend.
Yeah.
But a lot of it relies on the Raiders' Crosby. Like, he's going to be the guy that dictates whether or not they're going to have a shot at this game or not.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't have a great game, Cincinnati is going to roll.
Yep, they need to
Cincinnati can put up points, but if Crosby is effective and gets in on Burrow, Cincinnati could have problems.
Without a doubt. Let's stay in the AFC. Let's look at the late game today, and that's the number 6 seed, the New England Patriots, at the number 3 seed, Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, obviously we have, a lot to say about this game because of us being Patriot fans. But I think whoever does win this game could go a long way in the playoffs.
Yeah, listen,
I really truly think that.
It's going to be one of the tougher games when it comes to just the weather and the impact that could have. Will they allow Mac Jones to attempt to throw the ball? So a lot of different things going on here.
Yeah.
We've already established it's all going to be one in the trenches. Whichever offensive line, defensive lines play better, I think ultimately is going to end up winning this game.
Yeah, you have to have big games from your offense and defensive line, and that's both teams. They're going to have monster games because, look, both these teams are going to be up for this. Because Buffalo remembers the last game in Foxborough, and you also know that they remember what happened to them at home.
Yep.
And vice versa. So there's going to be nothing held back in this game by either team. And again, it all depends on if the Patriots take stupid penalties, to be honest with you.
Yeah, again, discipline. Obviously, catching the ball is going to be extremely difficult. So, ball placement, how when you're throwing the ball. Josh Allen predominantly hasn't played well in the cold. which is kind of crazy if you think about it. As a quarterback in Buffalo, you would think
Yeah,
that'd be his
you would
strength.
think the opposite.
But so again, there's some factors that could work to either team's advantage. I
Look,
still think Buffalo wins.
Barmore has to be huge in this game.
Yep. But
And
again,
so does
defensive
Judon.
line. Yep. Yeah, they got to create
Those
some
two are the
pressure.
key.
Contain the
Because-
lanes. Don't allow them to run.
Yeah, Judon can't swing too far wide and go too far deep. He has to get penetration the shortest route possible, because you can't let Allen,
Just run around there.
just
He'll
find a spot to run through.
have a field day.
And also you have to flush him the right direction towards the strength of your defense. Like last time, they kept flushing him to run, to Allen's left, which normally that would be good for a right-handed quarterback. But the problem is it wasn't the strong side of the Patriots.
Yeah.
And that cost the Patriots last time. You have to flush him towards Judon. So Judon has to kind of sit tight and be patient and let somebody else come in from that right side of the defense, on Allen's left, and flush him to the other side. Yeah. I think that's the way they have to do it.
No, I agree. Let's look at the last game in the AFC, and that's going to be the number 7 Pittsburgh Steelers at the number 2 Kansas City Chiefs.
Look, I would love to see Ben win this game. And all of Pittsburgh probably would as well. Look, it's just not going to happen. Like, he doesn't have the arm strength anymore. He doesn't have the coverage, to be honest with you.
Yeah. The weapon.
He doesn't have the receivers.
So now G. Harris, they're running back possibly out for the game. So that's a big piece. Juju Smith should be back, but again, hasn't played in several weeks.
All year.
Yeah. So what impact can he have? And look if we can't, we've got to probably admit that the Chiefs are as motivated as any other team to get back to the Super Bowl after last season's Super Bowl run and how that ended. So I can't see them taking this team lightly. We're hearing all about the Steelers coming out and we stink and nobody's giving us a shot. But I honestly don't think the Chiefs are going to allow that to play into how they play this game.
No, I don't think so either. The one key, obviously, is Watt. I'm expecting them to double him. So they're not going to let him get in. So I think they might have like an extra tight end, maybe put in place to help out with that. Or maybe it could be, running backs, by committee to try to chip.
Yeah, they're going to have to chip him and try to slow him down. That could be the only key to the Steelers even having a shot to stay in the game. To stay in the game. I still don't think they win the game, but to stay in the game.
To make it a game, he has to have a monster game. And I just don't see that happening, because if they take him away, then what does Steelers offer?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, their defense is okay, but
they're not. Yeah,
they're okay against a reeling Ravens team.
Yeah. Expectation is you're not holding them.
Mahomes.
You're not holding them under 30 points.
No, I don't think you can.
That's.
I don't think Pittsburgh can.
No, exactly. NFC. So we're gonna go NFC, and that's gonna be we got the 7th seeded Philadelphia Eagles at the number 2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, and this game is going to be squarely on the shoulders of Hurts. I mean, it's going to be on his shoulders and his legs.
Yeah,
that's the only chance they have.
They need to be able to run the ball effectively, keep Tom off the field. Listen, the only way you're going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is not having their offense on the field.
Exactly.
So you've got to get first downs. You've got to continue to move the ball. You have to be able to rattle him on defense. When you're in his face, he doesn't like it as much. If you can throw the timing off. Honestly, this is a chase for 8 for Tom. I don't feel like this is the game they lose.
No, it's not. Look, I give a lot of credit to the Eagles being
Yeah,
there. This is a good growth game for them.
without a doubt.
This is their measuring stick right now. If they can grab a couple of players in the off season, then next year, then we can talk about more. But this year, this is all just to see where they
Yep.
fit into the playoff scheme. And that
There's a few teams
conference.
that look building blocks. If you look at it, the Bengals, I think this is a building block. New England with Mac Jones as a rookie quarterback, building block. And I would say the same thing for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is just a building block. The
Yeah.
expectation is that you don't get past this round.
Right.
If you do, great. But if you don't, at least you have something to work towards for next season.
Yeah, and it's also for the Raiders too.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Because
they
they
haven't
might
been
not
in a
be
while.
too far away from being a contender.
Yep. So, NFC, again, another fun match is going to be the number 6 San Francisco 49ers at the number 3 Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
This is a tough one to pick. Just because
everybody's
it could go either
questioning
way.
on whether the Cowboys are for real or not.
Yeah.
This is going to tell us. This is going to tell us a lot.
Dallas
This can't be a
Cowboys-
close game for them. This
Yeah.
has to be, handled.
The Dallas
If
Cowboys,
it's a close game, they're done.
one of these teams, they create a ton of turnovers, but they also give up a ton of big plays. So
Right.
defensively, they can be very good, but they can also give up big plays. We know San Francisco has a solid offense where, look, at any point, Deebo Samuel's been phenomenal all year. Yards after catch, making things happen. They got Kittle. You know what I mean? If Jimmy G can stay upright and his thumb doesn't bother him too much and he doesn't make too many mistakes, very possible. And they have a solid defense, at least on the front end. For both
Jimmy Garoppolo, Eric, it's all about not making a mistake. If they don't make a mistake, if he doesn't turn the ball over, whether it's a fumble or an interception, they got a shot at winning this game.
Yeah.
Because their defense can create problems for Dallas. And obviously, with Kittle and Samuel, I mean, I don't know if Dallas can handle those two as far as, in the secondary.
Yeah.
So that's what they have to exploit. And
we also got we're forgetting one piece too. What quarterback is Dallas getting? Dak Prescott has looked really good at times, and then at other times he hasn't looked as good. And again, the pressure's on them to win it all.
Yeah, and if
that's by
Bosa
their
gets
owner.
in,
Yeah. So fun game. I think that's going to be an interesting one tomorrow. Let's the Monday night matchup. The number 5 Arizona Cardinals at the number 4 Rams, Los Angeles Rams.
yeah, we talked about this yesterday, and like I said, it could come down because it's a home game for the Rams. Because neither of these teams looked great going down the stretch, even though the Rams were winning and the Cardinals were losing.
Yeah.
Because Stafford was not good.
Yeah,
Not good.
I don't have faith in Stafford. I think they said 17 interceptions this season, which is tied for the most in the NFL.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's startling.
And
that could be a lot to do with play calling. But how many plays did he change at the line is what I want to know. We don't get to see the Rams as much, being on the East Coast. So, so how many times did he turn the ball over when he changed the play?
Well, you also got to look at it this way. He's a gunslinger.
He is.
He feels like he can make any throw, and sometimes I think he takes shots that he probably realistically shouldn't.
And this is what we were going through when we had Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same quarterback.
Yeah. And
so
as great as Drew was,
you get those happy feet, and you got problems.
Yeah. So let's look at this. These are the Super wild card weekend. So give me your AFC divisional round. What are your 4 teams?
Okay, so I have Tennessee, Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cincinnati.
All right. So I've got the
Like,
Raiders.
it pains me to say that Buffalo's going to beat New England, but
I think realistically we have to be. Hey,
yeah.
we
And I'm
may be
still
Patriot
proud of
fans.
how they played this year. So
Yeah, we may be Patriot fans, but we have to be realistic here. Yeah, I got the
and I
Raiders.
can't take losses in that prediction column.
Raiders at Titans, Bills at Chiefs is who I have. That'd be the matchup there.
Yeah, so I have Tennessee, Cincinnati, and Kansas City, Buffalo.
Yeah.
So this is what I was saying. If New England can pull off that win, then they would be the 4th seed and play Tennessee, which would be much better for the Patriots.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping. You know, I don't think that's what's happening.
I don't know if I could watch Derrick Henry run on our defense. What
but
about
it's better than facing Mahomes.
Yeah. What
That's
about
the
in the
way I look at
NFC?
it.
NFC, who do you got?
NFC, I have Green Bay playing San Francisco,
Same.
and I have Tampa Bay playing the Rams.
Yeah, and I
And
got
you
the
have
Cardinals. And I have the Cardinals. So, again,
It's not much different. You were talking about those games that are really close.
yeah. Again, and I think as these games progress, we're going to start to see the coaching as more of a factor as well in some of these
Absolutely.
rounds.
And that is a big factor. And I'll tell you, I'm not very confident in the AFC's coaching, to be honest with you.
No, I could see it. I mean, although you still got Andrew Reid, who will be in there.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Bruce Arians fan, so let's not.
So,
all right,
so the question is, how is Henry going to be? That's the question.
Yeah, and again, we just said the same thing with Juju Smith-Schuster, right? Like we don't know what you're going to get. Like he hasn't played in 9-10 weeks, so
I don't think Henry's going to be even 75%.
Yeah. So again, it's great to see him back, but doesn't necessarily mean a victory.
He might only last one play.
AFC Championship. What do you got?
I have Buffalo and Cincinnati.
Wow. I did not see that one coming. Really? You got the Bengals all the way to the AFC Championship.
Yes, I do.
I've got Kansas City at Tennessee.
I just feel Cincinnati and Tennessee, they're going to have to go to Tennessee, and Cincinnati plays much better on the road. They play with much less pressure, and let's be honest, with a not so healthy Henry, I'll take Mixon in that series.
I could see that.
And if you have to rely on Tannehill, I'll take Burrow any day of the week.
So
over Tannehill.
You had who again?
So Cincinnati, I have Buffalo, Cincinnati. So I have Buffalo beating Kansas City.
Wow. And
the reason why I say that is because Buffalo is going to be in a dogfight with New England for this game, and it's going to prepare them to play Kansas City, and they're going to be all over Kansas City.
Okay.
You know, that line is going to get a big push.
Okay. NFC Championship.
So I have Green Bay and Tampa Bay.
I have the same exact matchup.
Like, at the beginning of the year, I said the Rams would go to the Super Bowl. But
so did I.
I do not like what I'm seeing from Stafford. So there's no way, if it comes down to Tampa Bay and the Rams, there's no way I'm picking Stafford over Tampa Bay. There's no way I'm doing it.
Okay.
It's not happening.
All right. So, who do you have going to the Super Bowl? Who are the two teams that will be representing each conference?
Tampa Bay, Buffalo.
Wow, you're all over. I love it. I
just look at it this way. If the Patriots are going to lose, I'd rather have them lose to a Super Bowl team.
Okay. I have the Packers at the Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers gets his revenge on Tom Brady this time.
I don't think that's going to happen. I have Tampa Bay, Buffalo. I have Tampa Bay winning again.
This is my dream. So I got Green Bay winning it. And Aaron Rodgers, after the game, says, you know what? I'm just retiring. I'm done. No. I've had enough. I've gotten everything I needed to get out of this game.
Then he's right
And he
there
walked
with
away.
Eli. I
He
mean, come
walked
on.
away.
There's no way he wants
He
that.
walked away. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, you're retiring, and you're just like Eli Manning now.
Eli Manning that didn't put up numbers like that.
But he has 2.
So you got Tampa Bay winning it again. So you got back to back, which is almost impossible to do in the NFL.
Yeah, well, the last guy that did it.
Yeah. At some point, I'm gonna tell you, Father Time's got to kick in. It's got to happen. So, and I think this is the year that Tampa Bay doesn't get back.
I don't know. I don't know. Look, when you start doubting Tom Brady, and they're all doing it in the media, they're all leaning towards Green Bay. Green Bay this, Aaron Rodgers that. He just lost, Antonio Brown. You don't think he wants to prove that he doesn't need any one particular player? You don't think he wants to prove the media and all these experts wrong?
And I'm not.
He is going to be ready for this.
Yeah. So listen,
He's going to be ready.
Tom Brady's not perfect.
No, he's not.
So even as a Patriot fan, yes, he's won a lot of games. He's got us to a lot of Super Bowls. He lost some of those Super Bowls. He lost some of those playoff games. And
yeah, he lost. What did he lose? More Super Bowls than Buffalo's been to?
No, because Buffalo went to 4 straight. Tom's only lost 3.
Oh, okay. So he's one off from there.
He's actually, there was a stat that came up. He's like 6th all time in playoff appearances. And I'm talking versus other teams. Not players, teams.
Yeah.
Like, that's how many playoff games he's been in. Look, we've been gifted with the ability to watch this man perform at such a high level. But I also think, to your point, Aaron Rodgers has something to prove as well.
Oh, he does.
There's a lot of doubters out there, a lot of people talking about the person he is. And I don't think that really matters when it comes to football. But in his mind, I'm sure he would love to stick it up people's you-know-what and just say, you know what? I won it. You can keep the MVP. You can not vote for me, whatever you want to do. I'm still going to win a title. And I think he's got something to prove as well. And honestly, he's still the one top of the top 3 quarterbacks in this league, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And they got a quality team. I don't know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to watching the games today. I'm sure we'll be texting back and forth.
I'm sure we will.
So, Ron, I want to thank you for joining for the NFL preview show, playoff preview show.
Yeah.
If you enjoy what you're watching, check us out on Friday nights at 6 p.m. We're live.
Real quick, Eric.
Yeah, sure.
Who do you pick to be like the MVP of this weekend?
Of the teams that are going.
The teams that are playing.
It's going to hurt me to say this. It's going to hurt me to say that. Josh Allen. I just think he's going to have a big game. And I don't think it's not going to be throwing the ball. I think he's just going to be able to create some mismatches and get out of that pocket and honestly do things that New England can't stop. It's been one of their downfalls all year. They've given up those quarterback sneaks. And they did it against Miami with Tua. Like, there was a couple times they had opportunities to stop them, and Tua just ran it for a first down.
I'm going to go with Gronk.
Gronk could have a very big game.
I think Gronk is going to go into that locker room. He's going to say, Tom, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, and he's going to need to.
And he's just going to – I don't think they have an answer for Gronkowski in this game.
No.
I think that's where they're going to exploit, the Philly defense, because they don't have anybody to match up with Gronk.
Only other guy I would say this to, Derek Carr. Because
he's a guy that if they win, then
it just shoots him into a different, realm of quarterbacks, because he's always been that mid-tier guy.
Yeah, and he's always been like, oh, they're gonna trade him for somebody, like for like a couple of years now. It's all, they got to replace Carr, and I'm like, I never understood why, because he's actually a pretty decent quarterback.
Yeah, he puts up really good numbers.
He does,
and they finally built a solid team around him. I'd like to see him have a good weekend. again, if you like what you're watching, check us out every Friday night at 6 p.m. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can follow us on social media at Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports_Unfolded on Instagram. Don't have time to watch. Listen to us on podcasts on Amazon, Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So a lot of different ways to watch, follow, listen. Really excited about NFL as it's coming to an end. Believe it or not, right? We're at the end of the
I
the end
know.
of the season. Is that not insane?
Then we only have hockey.
Hockey
and basketball.
and basketball until March, and then we get football again. USFL.
Yeah,
So we'll
absolutely.
have to see.
There's
8
a lot
teams.
of things starting up this year, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye. Again, we'll be discussing these games on Friday. What the matchups were. We'll see how we did. Maybe I'll add these to the predictions. A little prediction.
Well,
track.
we did the predictions with all these games this weekend already.
We did. So we'll have to get our Super Bowl picks in there.
Yeah, well,
Ron, as always, man,
if I'm banking on Tom, then I'm doing okay.
you're doing all right. Hey, good shot. Once again, everybody that's watching live, we appreciate you. Anybody that's watching afterwards, check us out, follow us, watch us live. We love to be interactive with the fans. My main man, Ron, always appreciate you taking the time. Enjoy watching the rest of that Bruins game.
Yeah, I gotta hope that they're winning.
All right, and then we'll be texting during the games.
Alrighty.
All right, take care, fans. Peace.
Take care, everybody.